Out of all my deployments, Fallujah was absolutely the most violent and the scariest that I've ever experienced.
More than 10,000 U.S. and Iraqi troops who have surrounded the city have now begun to squeeze it.
Dude, these guys are clearing door to door, right? What it looked like for us, for Fallujah, was we stronghold in buildings, and basically all the other battalions and other units were pushing all the fighters towards us. Literally fighting like multiple times a day for 7+ months straight. That's what our level of involvement was. It's crazy. Talking about Fallujah, it just seems fake.
Welcome back to another episode of The Resilience Show. Cody Alford here with us, a retired Marine Corps Master Sergeant, Recon Marine, MARSOC Raider, and this is the first time I think we met like in passing a few times. The first time we sat down and talked. But through the years, everyone I know that's worked with you, not one person's ever said it, nothing but just praises about you while operating with you. And you know, in our community, it's great, but we got a lot of people that hate each other too. To be a guy that everyone just says lifted up, man, it's a real honor to meet you. Having a guy like you with all the experience, I love to be able to take this experience and share it to the audience so you get a glimpse in the world of, you know, kind of the things you went through. Is there a time on your deployments and combat that you could share that really just emphasizes what combat was like?
The best way I could probably explain what that is when you stop feeling alive. For instance, when I was 18 years old, and the chaplain kept on coming every week to our stronghold for another sigil, that gets old. You ever watch Band of Brothers when they start meeting like the new guys and they're like, I'm not even get to know you because you're gonna be dead?
Yeah.
Well, I saw Band of Brothers before I went, and I'm like, that's not real. It's so real. Instead of seeing like casualties, I started seeing dads and brothers and sons getting killed. And so the experience of combat to me is like, I don't know, it's, you can show up all you want to, but you're going to pay a price in some capacity. And it might not show up now, it might not even show up as a bad dream, PTSD, but it's going to show up in some form of you because you cannot perform these tasks and go back to functioning normal. It's not realistic. I'm 39 now.
Yeah.
I've been out since 2018. And honestly, not until the end of last year could I say I actually have empathy. I found myself, even after being out, 7-ish years now, like still battling with that, but because not understanding that every time I showed up in that environment, I had to give a part of me away to go play that game.
Iraq, Afghanistan, did one feel more dangerous than the other?
Afghanistan was more dangerous. Iraq was more brutal. So Fallujah, we had a case, literally Doug Zimback, I have a picture, a tattoo of a dog holding a hand in its mouth from Doug Zimback said, the dogs of Fallujah will go fat off of feasting off the dead bodies we laid to waste. There were so many bodies that were, enemy combatants neutralized that we'd have to go and move their bodies to clear our range of fire. Afghanistan, it was not like that. We found, for me, my experience was less fighters, more calculated and more distance.
For you, coming home, transitioning out, how deeply did you deal with PTSD, anxiety, depression, and how'd you walk through that?
I realized when I got out, I had no belief in nothing. I had no belief in myself. I went from hero to zero. I lost all my confidence. I was searching for highs, extreme highs. So I went from extreme high states of stress to going to our schoolhouse, which is super low, very beta wave, stress, it was super low impact. And I'm my brain couldn't handle that. So I took advantage of trying to get help, and that just opened up the gate to everything else. And so I set on this adventure to find out who I was. I knew my name was Cody Alford, but I'm that's not me. That's not who I am. That's just my name. And I just started down this journey of before I knew what self-development was or self-improvement. I just know that I was hurt, I was toxic, and I've realized that the only thing I can do is do something completely different than what I've been doing.
The Resilience Show, kind of based on the 4 pillars: mind, body, social, and spirit. Being mentally tough, physically healthy, socially surround yourself with the right people. I believe having a strong spiritual foundation. Have you ventured down the spiritual path?